Hey friends, we are looking at this massive AMG Mercedes GT3 kit by CaDA Master Series. It's set number C64008W, and it is 1/8 scale. As far as the part count, I don't have that handy, but I'll put that up. And you can see that it comes in a really big box. It's got some beautiful packaging, and you can see that packaging right here. And also, I did it earlier, you saw in the video. But there is a lot here to like, and we'll take a look in this video. We'll look at all the different parts. We'll see if they're printed. We'll see if they're Lego compatible. We'll take a peek at the instructions. We'll see what the functions promise to be inside of this. And then in a separate video, I will review the finished model once it's been built. But in this video, we're going to just look at the model itself and what you can expect after you've purchased it and before you get into the build experience. So beautiful car, 1/8 scale, so I expect it to be quite large, like probably 1.5 feet, something like that, maybe even 2 feet. These can get really, really big. It's orange. It's Technic construction. It's got some electronics inside of it, and it has a pneumatic system, and that's the main draw or the differentiator for this particular set. So as you saw there, it comes in boxes where the parts are separated by box 1 through 3, and then inside of box 1 you get bags numbered, 1 through, I think it's 3. For the first box. So this is bags 1 through 3 in this area. This is bags 4 through about 8 in this area, or maybe 6. And then this is bags 7 through 9-ish in this area. And the tires and wheels came in this particular bag. The instructions come separately boxed up as well to keep them nice and clean. You've got a instruction book 1, instruction book 2, and then operating instructions for the little electronic gizmo that it comes with. Okay, and so as far as the parts go, they are all printed as far as I can see. So, all of these decorations where you see them here, they're all printed, and they're actually snapped together, and then they print them. And so what that does is it makes sure that the print looks perfect along the side here. There's no issues with them lining up funny because they were already lined up before they printed them. So I love that they did that. Thank you guys for doing that. Here are the fender pieces that I think were first introduced with Lego, and they're orange 911 Porsche. You can see also that the taillight detail is also printed right on that translucent red piece. A lot of printed pieces here. Like these are, I think some of these are the stripes that go across the top of the car. And some of the other, of course, the Mercedes emblem is printed. This is, I think, a gear selector decoration, and that's also printed. You see here, there's the spring and pneumatic system is all in here. And when we're talking pneumatics, what we're talking about, I'll show you in just a second. It's lifting the car, not for ride height, but lifting the car for tire changes, for wheel changes. So that's what that is for. Part of that pneumatic system includes these hoses that get the air where it needs to go. And then this is the electronic piece that it comes with. It's USB-A. It's got a light and a button, and then it sends power to this little cable here, and presumably this sends power to the pneumatic system. So I haven't quite found where it plugs into just yet. It's in here somewhere, I'm sure. There are these other parts I don't recognize, like this white one with the orange pieces coming off of it. So yeah, I didn't see yet what that plugs into. I've been looking through here and I just couldn't find it. So that's a bit of a mystery. We'll find it though, and when we build it. The other thing that is a printed decoration is the placard. So it's nice that it's full color and it's printed, and the printing is pretty good here too. So it's got a little bit of stats, things like that on it, and it's, you know, in one of those UCS style pieces. Not going to really go through the rest of the parts because they are what you would expect to see in a really large Technic piece, Technic model. And I really do only recommend this for people who have built a large-scale Technic model in the past and you're looking for a challenge. If you've never built one of these before, don't start here. Start with something simpler, work your way up. And you're not going to jump straight to this anyway because of the price point. When I was recording this, I think the price was $350 on Amazon, something like that. And then if you're a grandfather, grandmother looking to buy this for your, you know, grandson who's only 10 years old, don't. they're gonna open it up, they're gonna start bag one, and then they're gonna start crying, and then it's just gonna be a big mess. Don't do that. Wait 10 years maybe, give it to them then. Or if they've already proven themselves that they can build something this huge, okay, then maybe buy it. All right, sidetrack over. All right, so here are the wheels and tires, and thankfully they're not only printed with the Michelin logo on it on the sides, but these are rubber. Thank goodness. I have a BYD 1/8 scale Yangwang, and it has plastic wheels and or plastic tires, and I wasn't a fan of these, but these are actually rubber, so I love it. Not sure if they're molded in place or not, but they come with the wheels already on there, and the wheels are really nice, and I think they're accurate to the model too, so really, really great. So of course you get 4 of those, and they're all exactly the same size. The other parts that you get are these banners, and this one goes on the rear wing back here, and then this one goes on the windscreen along the top. And there's no glass to speak of there, but putting this across the top of the windscreen is perfect to just give you that sense that there is glass there. All right, and then the instruction manual, it does start off, actually let's move the camera so we can look at the instructions without all the glare. Okay, so let's look at the instructions, and starting off, let's move this so we have a little bit less glare. There we go. It's got these beautiful product photos. And here's the actual car with the product next to it. So you can kind of get a sense for its inspiration. And as far as modeling it, I think they were pretty successful. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. It's not bad. It does have this flow along the top. I think that's really important. It doesn't go quite in and have that depth right there that it might need, but the rest of it you can kind of see. Oh, and the diffuser is not as aggressive as it is in the actual car, but not bad. And look at this, they've tried to replicate the top of the motor as well. And then this is bold for them to do a side-by-side. That is ambitious. It tells you that they had a lot of confidence in it. And then side-by-side again for the interior. They're just trying to really do a great job recreating the details inside. So good for them. Good for them to have pride in their product. You get calipers and disc brakes. Here's some of the suspension in there. I did not see 4 of those, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so here's the pneumatic air lifting system. So you see these 4 pylons. What this kit does is it activates these pylons so that if you're racing and you come into the pit stop, these just automatically come out and they push the car up so that you can then take the tires and remove the wheels, put on fresh wheels with new tires. And presumably they do this in that type of racing because the car is so low, so wide that it is kind of impractical to get a jack underneath it. So they must have realized, you know what, it's worth it for the extra weight to just put those systems in place so that when the driver comes in for the pit stop, it just goes so much smoother rather than trying to get a jack under the car. So it's not like with F1 racing where they get the jack under the car and lift it. The jacks are built into the car, and that's what they're trying to recreate here with this system. So you can create that. You press a button, it lifts the car up so that you can do those changes, and then it drops the car down. So that is the main play function, I think, for this. It says also the steering column is adjustable. So what I think that means is that the steering wheel, you can move it in and out of the dash. So you can move it forward or back depending. It has six-speed racing gearbox. And I don't know how you would fully appreciate that it's working unless you hooked a motor up to it. It doesn't come with a motor to my knowledge, so I don't know how you appreciate that other than knowing that it's in there, and you can just feel good knowing it's there. And then it has some text here about the developer's approach. I appreciate that. More great photos. And then information on how to use the brick separator. It shows you, and this is important. And they have the brick separator here. It's like this translucent blue color. This is important information because if you make a mistake on a set like this, a very complicated technic set like this, it takes a lot of work to unwind your mistake. And if you've ever built one, made a mistake, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I mean, imagine you made a mistake somewhere here and you're going to push this together, and now you realize one thing is one pin off. I mean, you have to reverse engineer it based on the steps. There is no easy thing like with a building. You can just pull the bricks apart and then fix your mistake. But here, these are built a specific way, and those pins are not that easy to get apart once you've clicked them into place. It's not permanent by any means, but you do need a brick separator to guide you through that, pull them all apart, and then you're essentially pulling a lot of it apart. You're undoing all your steps, and then you have to redo those steps the same way. Typically, it's just a lot more work. I'll just put it that way. Right, so we're seeing here, we're building a lot of that. The chassis with the disc brakes and the calipers. Here we're working on the gearbox. It's got these good almost like schematic style views, so you know exactly what you're aiming for. I appreciate when they do that. That's extremely important. As far as the colors and the sizing for these instructions, they're pretty good. The colors are good, and you can tell the difference between the different pins. I think that's always important. Here's more schematic guidance. And because it has so much black, you're going to want to make sure that information is there. Right, so lots and lots of pages. Here we're getting into the pneumatic parts of it, where it looks like it is the air's coming in and then it's getting distributed to the different hoses. And I mean, look at this. Like I've never built a set with pneumatics in it, so this is a first for me. I'm looking at this and I'm a little bewildered. I don't really know what's happening or where it's going, but that air is going somewhere. And more of the structure inside. Here's one of the springs. And it makes me wonder if there's really only one spring in this whole kit. But I don't know how they would pull that off if it was just one. And then we're going to keep building. So much to build here. Wow. We're going to skip a few pages. Wow, look at that. Getting through so many bags. Oh, we have brick-built racing bucket seat there. That's great. And of course, because it's a race car, you only have one seat needed. I was thinking the other day too about these types of models. They're not for people who are impatient. And the reason I say that is because with other models, you start to see it take form pretty quickly. You can see where things are. But with models like this, you'll get halfway through and it still won't look like the car you want it to look like. You know, it takes some time before it gets there. So, hey, look at that. They have the actual product on the car. That means they had really close collaboration with AMG on this. That's fantastic. I'm so glad that they did have that collaboration. That's Lego level collaboration there. This might be the front bumper. Man, look at that. And what are all these? Are these wires? Where are they going? Is that string? Yeah, I don't know. And if this is pneumatic, where's that going? Like, what is going on here? And it looks like, oh, I think it maybe is just coloring for the is it coloring, or is that wiring for the lights? And which makes me now think, are there lights that I missed? So maybe it has lights. Anyway, oh my goodness, look at all the additional wires that I haven't found yet. So all the more reason to subscribe, because this set has some surprises in it. If you subscribe, you'll find out when I do, and we'll have that finished model, and we'll see how much of this is lit. What do all the wires do? How do the pneumatics work? These are all things that are currently mysteries, and we will uncover those mysteries together in the full review. And the reason I do these unboxings is because it could be a while before I am able to build this. The last CaDA 1/8 scale I had my buddy Tim build, and I don't want to put him through that again. It was his first large scale Technic build, and I don't feel like I've built up enough buddy points to ask him to do them back to back. Look at this, the whole motor comes out. So I'm going to build this one myself. Plus, for the enjoyment, I'm going to definitely build it myself. And once it's already built, to then have, if let's say I had my buddy Tim build it, there's no way I could look at this and understand how it works from the outside. So that's the other reason I think I need to build it myself. What are these? So it looks like you can use a tool to remove the center lugs, and then you can simulate a wheel change on your own. And it comes with some sort of tool to do that. That's cool. I don't know what we're building here. This is some sort of, this is the cart that I saw in the product photos. And it looks like it's a spring with one big, maybe that's what I saw. So maybe these are the springs. Maybe there's 4 of these springs for the suspension. And then maybe this thing here is for the cart. And maybe this is a pump for the cart. So maybe there's nothing electronic to this. I don't know. So you pump it like you would a bicycle pump. And maybe that's what gets the air into each of those pistons. And so here you're seeing that you get a full like motor crane. So you can display the motor separately. And then this is the cart for the pneumatics. It looks like the bonnet opens. It even has a stick to hold it open, I think. That's neat. And then this, I don't know what that is. Something that can turn it. Does it release the motor? Is that what that does? Oh, okay. Lights. So it does have lights. It plugs into this thing, and then that plugs into your USB, and then you get front lights. And maybe you get rear lights too if you're lucky. And then here It looks like the pneumatic system has a manhole hose that attaches to the front of the car, and then you pump it up from there. And if you don't want to have it connected, you just detach it. Okay, that's great. So it's not a permanent attachment to it. You pump it up, it goes up, then there's some sort of release here. Oh, you flip a release and then it drops down. So it probably is an instant drop down, which is terrific. The back area lifts up. That's terrific. And it looks like this is a gear selector is in the back. So you can select gears. And then here's your parts inventory. So many parts. So many parts. Yeah, wow, amazing. Oh, here we're getting a better look at the electronics. So it has a hub as well to distribute this power to two other wiring, lighting. And then this is the lighting circuit. So it says it has 5 of these. So, wow, potentially there's a lot of lighting in this kit. Okay, and then the last thing here is this operating instruction, and I thought it was for the pneumatic system. It is not. This is in both bunch of different languages, and really the only thing you get that's unique is this one page right here in English. It just tells you how to use that USB plug with the light and the button on it. It just tells you how to use it. That's all. That's all it is. And this is a generic thing. It doesn't tell you anything about this particular model. Okay, my friends, so that is a look at this impressive set. And if you like the video, please hit like. And as I've said many times, please subscribe. And you'll be the first to know once this build has been built, and we'll look at it together. Okay, thanks so much.